You gotta love it that after stressing to you guys that if you do anything wrong, this isn't gonna work, mine doesn't work. So in addition to learning about produced and consumed tags today, we are also gonna learn how to troubleshoot produced and consumed tags. One of the advantages of Studio 5000 and the Controllogix and Compactlogix PLC is their ease of exchanging data from PLC to PLC using produced and consumed tags. Hi, this is Tim. I help you become a better technician so that you will always be in demand. Today we're going to set up these two Compactlogix PLCs to exchange data. We're going to start with 2 copies of Studio 5000. It's going to be really important that we keep track of which one we have. So I'm going to click on the left one. We're going to go New. And I am going to call this one PLC 1. That's not very original. Please tell me you're not going to do that at a plant, but that's going to get us going through this. And then I'm going to click on the right-hand tag, and we're going to go New. And in this case, I'm going to call this one PLC 2. Now go back to your left copy. Here's where it's important to start paying attention to what it actually says up here, is this is PLC 1. And down under Ethernet, we're going to right-click New Module. In my case, this is a 1769 L16. So if in the filter I just type L16, that's enough to bring up this PLC. And I'm going to hit Create. And it's going to ask for a name. So I'm going to call this one PLC 2. And in my case, the second PLC's IP address is 192.168.1.181. Now, let's go to our right copy of Studio 5000. Make sure at the top here it says PLC 2. And we're going to right-click its Ethernet, New Module. And again, I'm going to type L16, select that only PLC, hit Create, and I'm going to call this one PLC 1. And its IP address is 192.168.1.171. And then let's go back to our left copy of Studio 5000, and let's right-click Controller Tags, New Tag. And I'm going to make one called 2 PLC. And typically we have a base tag here. We've talked a little bit about aliases, but since it's a 2, like we're sending it to something else, this is going to be a produced tag. And just so we can see it, click on the connection tab and notice there's not really any configuration. Mainly we can select the maximum number of consumers. And since I'm only going to be sending this to one PLC, the default's perfectly fine. So I'm going to hit Create. And then I'm going to go to my left Studio 5000 and do the same thing. Right click, New Tag, 2 PLC. And this one's also going to be a produced tag, Create. And then go back to your left one. And we're going to right-click Controller Tags, New Tag. And this time it's going to be from PLC. And from would be a consume. That's something we're consuming from something else. Now this time the connection button is going to be important. So we're going to select Producer, and you're going to see that PLC 2. I'm going to select it. And then in my remote data, we're going to put 2 PLC. Now note, all this is extremely case sensitive at this point. If this doesn't match, it's not going to work. So I'm going to click OK, Create, and now we're going to go to our right one, which is PLC 2. Right click the controller tags, New Tag, and this is going to be from PLC. And we're going to be a consume tag again, connection. And this time, the only option is going to be PLC 1. And again, it's going to be 2 PLC. Click OK and Create. Now let's go back to the left program and open up the main routine. And we're going to bring down an examine on and an output energize. And this is going to be from PLC.0. And we're going to go to local:1:0.data.0. Now we're going to bring down another rung, and another examine on, and output energize. And this time we're going to look at local:1:I.data.0. And in our output energize, we're going to have 2 PLC.0. Now pay attention to this right here because yeah, if you get this wrong, then it is not going to work. Now I'm just going to highlight these two rungs because we need the exact same thing in the other program. And I'm going to go to the right program, open up its main routine, and I'm going to paste it in. And now for the important part, because occasionally this causes such confusion in our training classes. We have created a program for PLC 1 and PLC 2. This is PLC 1, this is PLC 2. Just because you added PLC 1 to this one's I/O configuration, this is still only needs PLC 2's program in it. So let's make sure we get this part right. I'm on PLC 2, so I'm going to go Communications, Who Active, and PLC 2 is 192.168.1.191. So I'm going to click it and hit download. We'll put it back in run mode, and now let's go to PLC 1, Communications, Who Active, and PLC 1 is 192.168.1.181. So I'm going to select it and download. Well, you got to love it when you get to this point, especially after stressing to you guys that everything must be perfect for this to work, and it doesn't. So, additionally, I'm going to teach you how to troubleshoot produce and consume tags. If you have done everything right, which obviously I haven't, then your I/O light here will be solid green and say I/O OK. Additionally, your I/O light will be solid right here, and mine's flashing. So when you see this, you need to go to your I/O configuration. You're going to see this yellow exclamation point here. It's a little small. I wish they'd make this larger. And then follow it down and find where inside of here we have that. And right here it is. If we right click it, we're going to go to Properties. And here's one time, I just can't stress you enough, you need to put blinders on to everything that's on here. We have a connection issue. We need to go to the Connection tab. And right here it says Connection Request Error, Connection Request Timed Out. So if I go back to my General tab, I have the IP addresses 192.168.1.171. But I told you this one is 192.168.1.181. So I typed the wrong IP address in. So you cannot change this online. We are going to have to go offline. And then I can change this to 181, and I'll be able to re-download that and hopefully fix this problem. Now this is what it should look like. I/O, okay, solid green, looking good. Now let's go to PLC 1 and double check it. Well, apparently we have another learning opportunity because its I/O is not responding also. So let's right click it and go to Properties and Connection. Connection request error, cannot consume tag to PLCs. Now here's what I did, and honestly I don't know where I did it wrong at, but this PLC, PLC 1 is 192.168.1.181, and I have PLC 2 as this. So what I'm actually doing here is I'm actually going and trying to come out of the Ethernet and come back into this one and read that same tag, and that's not going to work. We're going to go offline with this one as well. Go to this Properties again and change that to 191. Download that. And now our I/O is okay on this one. We'll go back and check on this one. And even this we do this exercise in class, and I have the same issue. So there you go. It's not just the students. This is a tough one sometimes to get down. But now if we have done this right, I have this quick wiring arm. And if I switch input 0 here, we should see the green light come on. And we do. So let's talk about what's happening here. First, we see input 0 turn on here. And then in PLC 2's program, if local:1:i.data.0 is a 1, it's going to put in to PLC 1. Now if we go over to PLC 1 and we go to its program, that tag is actually the from PLC. So notice I'm in PLC 1 now. And PLC 1 is this PLC over here, which we're not wired to. But when I switch this switch, it's operating the from PLC bit. And same thing, if we press the green button here, that's going to do the opposite. And while I don't have a light, connected to this one, you can't see output 0 come on. That also opens up a whole new subject of, do you know for sure what is reading and writing to your tags? Click here and we'll talk about that.